She's a nice girl.
I wouldn't have pinned her down as your type.
Oh, what is my type?
Oh, I don't know. Bit more mature, maybe?
Got a phone call. Some sort of problem with our own Billy.
So if you had trouble sleeping, that's what it was all about. Except, I reckon that Ben here is keeping one or two details about last night from me.
I'm not.
We don't believe him, do we, Fiona?
That's your problem.
You're a rotten liar. Where had you been with Billy?
Shh. I can't tell you.
We could talk really loud if we wanted to, couldn't we, Fiona? You went outside, didn't you?
Promise you won't say a word to Billy.
Well, I can only speak for myself, but you know what a big girl Fiona is.
So, what's all this we've been hearing about you?
Me?
Poorly the night, weren't you?
Oh, yeah.
You'll have to start learning how to relax, Darren. Too much exercise too suddenly and your lungs can't cope.
I hope you haven't been overdoing it, racing about.
No.
You see, Gary, with asthma, the problem isn't breathing in, it's breathing out. That right, Darren?
Yeah, once it starts, I can't stop it. I can't catch my breath. It scares me.
Because you panic. Now, you might find that you'll help your lungs a bit if you start relaxing. Try and loosen up as often as possible. Every 5 minutes or so, ask yourself, am I as relaxed as I could be? I think you'll be surprised at the results.
Do you feel like sitting in the day room while we make your bed?
So, when are you getting married then?
Don't talk wet, Mags. He asked me out for one date. He didn't propose.
And you know, I thought he had his heart set on Apple Charlotte.
So did I. Just shows you how wrong you can be about some people, doesn't it? Obviously got hidden charms he's only just discovered.
I felt the right bird being lectured by that doctor. Goes on a bit, doesn't he?
He's a nurse, not a doctor.
Where did you get the Bacardi from?
Oh, they're just trying to make a big thing out of it because he don't like me.
Yeah, that nurse likes the sound of her own voice and all.
She's a doctor.
Well, why they didn't ring your mother to deal with all this is beyond me. She's got more time in her hands than I have. You know, me and Beryl are running 2 stores between us, don't you? It's no joke this time of year. Hey, I tell you what, though. We got some cracking denims just coming. I'll bring you a pair next week.
They did ring me, Mum.
Is she coming?
Well, she could be here any sec.
That's my cue for off. Look, if I get her on my back, I'll not see daylight. You've not got long left in here, so keep your nose clean and... Well, don't put the back up, eh?
I need some cash.
Take care.
Your dad's out there somewhere. Is that what you're thinking? You're not planning on skipping again, are you? There's nowhere to go, though, is there?
Hello again, George.
Steve would like to ask you a few more questions. Is that all right?
Last night, George, you were looking for your dad, weren't you?
Yeah.
Is that what he does? Move around for work with the fairgrounds?
Yeah.
Well, look, we all want the same thing, don't we? To find your dad. But it's very difficult for us to help without more information. For instance, you haven't even told us your surname.
Like my dad's name's Mr. Walsh. Your dad's name will be Mr. He's not allowed to say.
Look, George, have you any idea at all where he might be? Because the police have checked with the fairgrounds all over the country. People think social workers get money for old rope.
I don't think he liked you mentioning the police.
Well, I can hardly find his dad single-handedly, can I?
No, but families like George's come into confrontation with the police all the time. Perhaps he thinks his dad's in trouble.
What's the matter with George?
Come on, George, it's all right.
No, they want to send him to prison.
No, they don't. They just want to find him, that's all. They want him to come and look after you.
Your dad looked a bit miffed.
So?
Bet you've got a rotten hangover. Well, you must have, knocking all that muck back.
Who told you?
I'm clairvoyant. I can read your thoughts just by looking.
You ran the bend, you.
Billy gets slobbering drunk and his friends gasp in admiration. Wow, look at Billy. What a transformation. He's turned into a real man. Slobber, slobber, slobber.
You think you're clever, don't you?
Yeah, but I won't brag about it.
Well, I'm clairvoyant too. I can tell what you are just by looking. Everyone can. You're a slag and it shows.
You won't call me that again, Billy.
Won't I?
Because if you do, I'll grass. I'll tell him where you, Darren, and Ben went last night. I'll tell him exactly where you got your booze from and how. And we won't want them fetching in the police, would we, Billy? So we'll call it a bargain, shall we? You stop calling me that name, and I'll keep my mouth shut. Deal or not?
Well, they couldn't prove it.
Deal or not?
And say hello.
Mrs. Brand, there's someone in the office I'd like you to meet.
Oh?
She's from the evening paper. She could have some interesting news for you.
They found him. The driver.
I'm sorry. It didn't even occur to me that you might think that. No, it's something a bit more positive. Come on, I'll introduce you.
Thank you.
And now for Rory Craven and the Children's Ward. Happy 11th birthday, Rory, from Dan, Nikki, and Little Pat too. And for you, Rory, Bros. And When Will I Be Famous?
When will I be famous?
No, thank you. Lemon and barley sends you famous.
I've been covering Fiona's story since the accident. There's been a lot of interest in the readers. Well, I knew from her friends at school she was a big Bruno Brooks fan, so, well, I hope you don't mind, but I got in touch with him.
With Bruno Brooks?
Yeah. Oh, it wasn't easy, mind. I explained the situation to him and asked him if he'd be prepared to come and visit. He said he'd be delighted.
Would that do any good, do you think?
Well, the Iron Maiden dedication was great. Maybe Fiona heard it all. A visit from Bruno himself might do the trick. Who knows?
But of course, we need your permission.
Don't agree if you're not sure.
Well, I'm flattered. I mean, Fiona would be flattered. Well, yes, of course.
Great. I'll do some phoning round. Well, all we have to sort out now is when.
I'll need to speak to the bosses upstairs first.
I can't believe it. Would he really do that for her?
Of course he would. She's his biggest fan.